Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to your favorite show dedicated to Bama State football, the Black and Gold Show. I'm your host, JB, and thank you once again for joining us on this Wednesday night. We are live here, and this is a special show tonight. Very special show. First of all, I want you guys to do the three things I ask you to do each and every week when you come in here. Hit the like button, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and share this to your people. I got a treat for everybody, man. Before we get going, and thanks to everybody who's a member of the channel already. Appreciate Tip and everybody else who comes in. All my regulars will be here in just a minute. I'm sure of that. But let's go through these sponsors, man, because I don't want my guests to be waiting. So, of course, we know this whole network is sponsored by Jack Ingram Mercedes-Benz. If you're in the market for a new Benz or any pre-owned vehicle, visit the location, 217 Eastern Boulevard, Montgomery, Alabama. Proud sponsor of the Sports Talking with JB Podcast Network, or you can visit the website at jackingrammercedes.com. Also, we are sponsored by your favorite apparel brand when it comes to Bama State HBCU apparel, the Yard Apparel brand. If you want to get you some gift for Turkey Day Classic, any Bama State event, you even want to get you some gift for next year, you go right there, man. The yardapparelbrand.com. Shouts out to my guy, Demetrius Mickles. I stand by this gear, and it's 100% authentic, and it's some of the best gear you'll have. So go to the yardapparelbrand.com. And also, for everybody that supports the Hornets, and we do this each and every week, don't forget the points giving challenge still runs through Friday. We scored 41 points last week. Donate your $41. Text SWARM as 1 to 71777. That's how you can donate. You can scan the QR code, and we do this every week, man. Bama State been putting up 40 plus a week. So, hey, that's the stimulus package right there. Already. Now, the guy on the graphic is in the backstage right now. I'm about to bring him up. I don't want to keep him too long. All my people in here, I appreciate y'all. Mimi, Hornet Sam, thank you. Thank you. Dave C, all my people in the chat, man. Thank y'all. All right, so without further ado, I'm going to bring them up. I'm going to give them this introduction. Let me find it real quick. So, first of all, this man, he really don't need no introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. Now, he is former NFL player, two-time SWAC Defensive Player of the Year for Bama State. Played 11 seasons in the NFL, by the way. He probably going to get mad at me for showing this picture. That's E-Rob at Bama State back in the day. That's E-Rob at Bama State. And drafted by the Houston Oilers, man. 50th overall second-round pick. And he's a Hall of Famer. SWAC Hall of Famer. I'm going to leave this picture up for E-Rob because I want to see what he got to say. Ladies and gentlemen, coach of the Alabama State Hornets, Eddie Robinson Jr.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Coach?
Man, I'm doing good. Just working here, trying to get ready for these for Pine Bluff to come down here as they visit to Montgomery.
Awesome, man. So what you think about that picture, man? I found that, man.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones, man. I was messing with Jaleel Lenore, and I was like, hey, man, I got way more drip than you. And so he started teasing, but you got tube socks on your elbows. And I was like, hey, man, they used to have turf back then. You had to keep your elbows from getting skinned up.
Yeah.
But it's kind of funny how the game has changed a little bit, with the big shoulder pads like we used to have back in the day.
Yeah, man. I saw that. I said, I know E-Rod gonna like this one right here. But first of all,
that was probably I was telling the kids, you talk about playing in the 86 Magic City Classic. That was the 50th Magic City Classic. I'm kind of dating myself. And so funny story on that, we won that game. It was 59-13. And of course, this year we won 56-13. So the coach was like, the kids were like, yeah, you didn't want to break the record from your 91 team. And I was like, well, maybe I didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you undefeated in the classic, right? I think y'all lost one. Didn't y'all lose one
Yeah,
classic?
we lost one my second year. Yep. So
Okay.
and I appreciate that loss because that really makes me understand. Like that's one of those games until you lose it, you really don't understand the magnitude of it. And so after losing that game, I was like, man, we don't need to lose another one. So that's why it's my favorite game of the year. You guys always know that. And it's the one that I put the most emphasis on because I know how important it is to the whole state. And it's important to me. You know, it's one of those games I hope we never lose ever. Like even when I'm after the coach, when I'm not the coach anymore, we just need to beat them for the next 30 years. Just so.
Yeah. Hey, that's why I asked you about the classes last week, man. You know, they're very special. So
Oh yeah.
we'll talk about all that, coach. But before I get started, let me move to the other screen. Before we get started, there go, coach. There you go. Let me put him on the screen. Can you see me, coach? Hold on.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. All right. Before I get started with the question, I want to thank you first of all for joining, man. I've been doing Bama State. Well, last year I started. This is the second year of the show, second year covering Bama State. So you, Fred, everybody who's given me access to cover the team out. First of all, I want to thank you personally for this opportunity and for you joining the show tonight.
No, absolutely, man. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you covering us. You know, I do the same thing as far as, and I was working with ESPN and everything ESPNU covering HBCU football. So, just really appreciate you and all the other guys that, whether it's a podcast, HBCU Go, whatever it is, just making sure that you're highlighting our student athletes. And that's what the thing is. The biggest thing is just to highlight the university and the student athletes, so that everybody know that we have some really great students who are really good athletes also who can compete at a high level.
That's awesome, coach. That's awesome, man. You got a lot of people that love you here at Bama State, coach, you know, alumni and whatnot. So we're glad to have you as our coach at Bama State. Me being from Montgomery, following the team from afar, now following them closely. We really appreciate what you're doing, coach.
Yeah, I'm always appreciative of the opportunity. You know, Dr. Ross, Dr. Cable just giving me a chance to come back and coach at your alma mater. There's not a lot of people that can say that, and just appreciative of, you know, the swarm is one. Like everybody really coming together and realizing that, hey, we're Montgomery's D1 program. So we're doing this not just for the alumni, but just for the people of Montgomery, to give them something to really gravitate to. A great time to play spend a Saturday afternoon in Hornet Stadium and root us on to a win.
Awesome. And you've been doing a great job. That's who I want to start at, man. Let's go back to the other screen because first of all, I want to congratulate you on a fourth straight winning season as Bama State head coach here in your fourth year. 8 wins for the first time since 2013. You see it right there on the graphic. So I want to start off and ask you at this point in time, how are you feeling as the head coach of Bama State right now?
Well, I think you start reflecting on seasons and stuff like that after the fact. So for us, we're just in the mindset of trying to win one more game. And I think that's how you have to look at it. From a coaching standpoint, you know, we've done a lot of good things this year, but it's only as good as the next game. So you don't want to, you know, end the season off on the low note. We want to keep this thing moving and see if we can get into this championship game. We know for us to have an opportunity, we have to win Saturday at noon. So the good thing for us is we play first, go out there and just win one more football game. And then a big goal for us is to win every game at home. We want people to go home to the tailgate feeling good about it. So we have 2 more home games. And so naturally we want to try to win these last 2 games.
Awesome. Yeah, you talked about that at the press conference this morning, about, you know, winning the next home game. And then you have to watch the game after. Good thing the game is at noon, right? The game coming up against you at PB. Because I know you guys were watching last week that you had the second game, right? And you know, a lot of scoreboard watching and, you know, things of that nature. And but I feel like this right here is an opportunity, man. Like you say, win the next SWAC game. Let's win as many games as possible. You got a chance to go 10-2, coach. Win the next 2, right? That will be an excellent season. And we really want to get that SWAC championship. So everybody will be rooting for Alcorn this Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, and we just, you can't replay any game, and so for us, it's just looking forward and living in the moment of how can we get better, each play, each day. How can we go out tomorrow and then win today? So that's always been my philosophy, and it's worked for us, and the kids really buy into it. The strength is in the routine, and so it's great when you have the leaders on the team that are kind of preaching the same thing. But we have a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity to get to play at home, play another SWAC game. And one thing about it, you can't take any SWAC team for granted. I mean, you can see they're always going to compete. So we know that Coach will have those guys ready to go, Coach Hampton. So we got to make sure that we're ready to play. And the fans have to get up a little earlier. Everything is moved up 2 hours. So we need the fans to wake up and be ready to go at 12 noon also.
Yeah, for sure, man. Support the Hornets, man. So let's talk about the team real quick. This offense is averaging 40 points a game. One of the most dynamic offenses I've seen at Bama State in a long time, Coach. What has made this offense so dynamic this season?
Yeah, so I think it starts with the leadership. I think Coach Barnett has just done a great job of, being the head coach of the offense. I mean, he runs it. I give a little play suggestion here, there, written in crayon, and he throws it away every time smartly. So it's definitely his creation, but it's been fun watching him put it all together. I just love what he does with the eye candy, moving people around, the motions, the shifts, and then the offensive line is just doing a great job. I mean, we don't say enough about those guys, which is good. Offensive line, when you're not talking about them, I mean that they're really performing very efficiently. I think running backs, whole squad, Marcus Harris with all the touchdowns, everybody's. I think Coach Barnett says it well. Hey, just be a star in your role. And I think what's so beautiful about the offense is that, we probably have 3 or 4 running backs who could have like 1,200 yards this year, but they're sharing the workload unselfishly to help us to be the very best team. Same thing with wide receivers, with those guys, Ja and all of them. So it's not about who had the big week or who had the big game. And so I think that's what makes the team click, is that everybody's being a star in their role, whether it's a big role or a small role. It takes everyone committed to it for us to have a successful team.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see that a lot. I talked to Coach Lewis. Actually, he was on my show a few months back, and he talked about that depth in that running back room. And I like to watch them closely when I'm on the sideline pre-game, how he gets those guys ready. Talk about your quarterbacks, Coach. Andrew Body, man. Tayshawn Smoot has been playing very well these past few weeks. Tell us about those quarterbacks.
Yeah, man, they had a great competition throughout the summer, throughout the fall. Smoot had the early jump because he was, healthy in the spring. And so, like I told some guys, I mean, they were both supposed to play in a UAB game, but Body just like mashed the gas. It's just like, wow, just look what happened. So it was just one of those situations where you felt bad for Smoot because he never had a chance to really compete in game because of how good Body started, but never complained, just kept working hard, came every day, waited for his opportunity. So as a coach, like I always feel bad when the kid is injured because you never want to see a kid miss, game time. But also, thankful that Smoot has been given this opportunity and that he's been able to take advantage of it because, usually only one quarterback plays, but he's been doing a great job of taking advantage of the opportunity and being prepared, because if he would have been pouting and complaining about not playing, then he wouldn't have been ready when the time came. And so I think that's a lot of maturity to him and his family. His dad, is a high school coach, just making sure that you're always ready for your opportunity. And I think we all can learn that as a life lesson. Hey, just be ready. Just keep working. So when your opportunity comes, you can take advantage of it, should I say.
Yeah, well said, man. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so man, like I say, this offense, number one offense in the SWAC by far, man. Defensively, let's talk defense real quick. Tell us about a few of your impact players on your defense this year.
Yeah, I think Jaleel Lenore has really stepped up the last couple of games, man. He's just been playing lights out football. Had a fumble recovery and an interception last week. Getting a big forced fumble against Jackson to get us back into that game when it was starting to look bleak. And so you just really seeing why he's an all-conference, player of the year type guy. And so I think Trey Morris is another guy with the 3 interceptions on the back end. Can really go sideline to sideline athletic. Tayshawn Sims, the ball always finds him. I think those some of the guys. Dietrich Jones up front, kind of like the unsung hero. You don't see him a whole lot, but us as coaches and players, I mean, he's just making a lot of really physical plays. And then Pat Smith, young guy, true freshman out there competing and playing, little undersized. We'll get him in the weight room back in January, but I just love the effort that he's playing with. So it's a lot of guys, man, a lot of different guys. I think Michael Joyner's another guy. So it's been fun watching those guys play. We've played a lot more people than usual, but I think in the long run, it's going to help us to really develop those guys to be a really good defense in the years to come.
Yeah, for sure, man. You guys have had the offense, defense, special teams humming as of late. You got special teams touchdowns. I think 3 special teams touchdowns in the past 2 games.
Yep.
I know you like that because you always preaching about special teams. So this leads me to my next question, Coach. And it's a little bit off of the team now. What is your recruiting process as far as high school recruits, transfer portal players, and walk-ons? Because you play all those guys, right? You don't discriminate. You play whoever's ready to play. So tell me about the process with that.
Yeah, so we had our recruiting meeting today. So it's funny you talked about that, and that was I was talking to the coaches. It's like right now we're working hard to recruit kids. I have couple kids I have to call tonight, and so the fans won't see this until Labor Day. But we're working in November to get ready for next September. And I think that's just the nature of college football. And so just encouraging the coaches like, hey, man, you're tired. You had a long day of practice. Then we have to call 3, 4 kids. We have to host some kids on official visits this weekend, some JUCO kids, some Division II kids and our high school kids who will sign early December 3rd. But that's how you build the program. As a coach, it's like you have to do that extra hard work to get it done. And so we're always pushing the kids to get a little more. And then us, like this time of year, like you really got to grind it out to the end of the year, not just preparing for UAPB, but then also preparing to get your team ready for next year at the same time. So it's one of those times a year. People say, man, the season's over, you're going to relax. It's like, nah, man, this thing is full speed. We probably get a small break around May a little bit and a little bit in February, but that December, January, man, it is a lot going on in the building.
Yeah, and you got a lot of guys that's going to be possibly moving on. You got a bunch of seniors this year. You got some guys that were invited to the Legacy Bowl: Cam Smith, Desmond Daniels, Jaleel Lenore. Tell us about those guys who are on the verge of leaving. They only have a few more games left. Tell me how those guys. How do you feel about those guys moving on to the next level?
Yeah, man, just thankful for those guys because, coming here 4 years ago, 4 or 5 straight losing seasons, some of those guys were freshmen, some of those guys were going to their second year, and just try to get them into like, hey, man, this is Eddie Robinson. I'm going to lead you guys to win. And they're like, hey, all right. And so, but it's been fun watching the growth of those players, like Trey Phillips, Dylan Creech, those guys that have been here the whole time. Desmond Penn was a true freshman, Elijah Baker, and just watch those guys, Miles Richardson. And so some of them still have another year, but it's been fun watching them and just thankful, man, just appreciative that those guys stuck with it. They listened to the life lessons. They fought through the hard losses and has gotten to this point, and still hopeful that this will end up with a championship season if that's the opportunity that we're given. But and then talking to my young guys, I had a couple of my freshmen today. And I'm like, hey, man, we come back in January, it's going to be like 30 people not here. They're like, what? Coach, you going to get rid of people? I said, nah, they graduate. It's like we have like 25 seniors that's going to – so this room, like the team, and I think kids don't realize, but that first meeting on January 12th, the team's going to look totally different, And that's just the nature of college football. And we'll have some true freshmen on campus, some transfers. And so now you start building the whole thing again. But this whole process in November started way back last January. So you're talking about an 11-month process, and now the biggest games of the year are coming up. So it's truly an amazing deal, like building a college football team year after year. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, for sure. And you've handled it well, Coach. Like I say, 4 straight winning seasons. So you've been a lot of turnover as we see the landscape of college football. And I want to ask you, how do you feel about the landscape of the SWAC conference in general and HBCU football? Like, how do you feel about how it's going?
Well, I mean, I think the SWAC's in a great place. So really love where we are as a conference, the competitiveness of it. You have 3 1-loss teams, so everybody's right there. Grambling's right there. Alcorn's playing great. So Texas Southern is getting to that next level. Bethune-Cookman was right in the conversation to the end. So I don't think there's any easy wins out there. Everybody's competing hard, and so got a great group of coaches. And so I mean, I'm thankful to be a part of it, and just hope we can keep growing the brand.
Yeah, awesome. So I think I missed a question. So Bama State's in a position right now where everybody knows we have to win on Saturday. You need Jackson to lose, and we'll be able to know after the game on Saturday where we stand and Saturday night. What do you think about the possibility of Bama State playing in the FCS playoffs, and how does that get done?
Yeah, I mean, with the thing about it, we're locked into the Turkey Day game, and I'm probably old enough to really appreciate the history of the game and the fact that we're at the 101st Turkey Day Classic. So I think it's always the opportunity, but how many opportunities will you have where it's just kind of a unique situation where we could be the odd man out. Usually, if you go 7-1, like we're trying to get to this one last win, if we can get to 7-1, usually that's enough to win the East. But this may be the year where it doesn't. So I think it's just one of those things that you have to kind of deal with and live with. Everything in life is not going to taste sugary and sweet. That's just kind of how it goes. But I think for us, it would be a great opportunity to play in the FCS playoffs, to compete with all of the great teams that's at that level. But I mean, I think it's also a great tradition of playing Thanksgiving and playing the Turkey Day Classic with Tuskegee. But it's just one of those things that year to year, depending on how the team is doing, is always going to be a debate back and forth.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've been talking on this show all pretty much all season about how all the big conferences have done away with the East and the West divisions, right? And if it was the case this year with the SWAC, it will be Bama State, Jackson State rematch. If we just went out. So, I mean, what do you think about that, Coach?
I think that's a possibility. I mean, that's something the commissioner and the presidents and the ADs would have to look at. But it's always, I mean, there's some pluses and minuses to it. But I think, yeah, you could have a lot of different matchups, a lot of rematches. It could be Grambling Southern playing for a championship game, or Alabama State, Alabama A&M. So it's a whole lot of different things about it. So I'm sure there'll be some talk about it. Usually it's some talk when it's one team. When it's 2 really good teams on one side, then it always comes up. When that's not the case, nobody says anything. So, but I think this year that conversation will definitely come up again.
Yeah, for sure. We've been talking about it. I've been spearheading the coach, and I've been trying to do what I can on my end. Bama State. I mean, I know you're gonna give the politically correct answer. I feel like Bama State's the best team in the SWAC. This offense is we've been saw is top notch, right? And the defense has been good. It's been bend, don't break. You guys have gotten turnovers. And, I mean, you've done a great job with this team, Coach, from what you've been, 7 wins the past 2 seasons. You had 6 wins the first season. Now you have a possibility to have 10 wins. So that's an awesome job, Coach.
Yeah, man. So, for us, the ultimate goal is to win the championship. And so if that takes 10 wins, 9 wins, if we can get it done with 7 wins some type of way. But ultimately, we desperately want to have an opportunity to win the championship. And, we had an opportunity at Jackson and we couldn't get it done. So that's just part of it. You move on. But hopefully things will come full circle and then we have to take advantage of it. But for right now, the message is to win one more game at home. Win one more SWAC game, control what you can control, and then everything else will happen the way it's supposed to.
That's right, man. So we need everybody to come out on Saturday, man. Get up early, 12 o'clock kickoff. Don't get there at 12. Get there before 12. You know what I'm saying? So you won't miss anything, right? Because Bama State, I mean, we have to win. This is a must-win game. Like you say, Coach, we can't worry about what nobody else is doing. You have to win. So, I mean, I'm sure you will have those guys ready to play on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely, and the fans will be ready too, and so it'll be a fun day. I mean, it's always great playing a home game on the campus in Montgomery, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. Now I can't let you go, Coach, but I got a new segment I wanna shoot with you. It's called a Fave 5 segment. Now, I'm just gonna keep it straight up in general, which I'm gonna be easy on you this time, Coach. I'm gonna ask you 5 things. You just give me the first answer that come to mind about your favorites, and then I might have a bonus one at the end. So, Coach, favorite meal that you'll eat.
Man, that's pretty easy for me. It's gonna probably be fried catfish or fried shrimp, sweet potatoes, and that's probably the main two. Whatever that third thing that go with it, I'm all right.
That's a New Orleans answer right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Favorite music artist.
Outkast, Andre 3000, Big Boy, 5 mics on the Source of Quimini. That's easy.
Oh man, yeah. We here on that one, Coach. For sure. All right, favorite movie, Coach.
I would probably say, I'm a Quentin Tarantino fan, so it's like Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill, 1, 2, or 3. All of those, I love all of those. So just say Pulp Fiction.
Okay, awesome. All right. Favorite animal.
Favorite animal. That's a good one. I would probably say I've been watching a lot of honey badgers lately, and them little dudes is just like old school tough and indestructible. So I'm just on the honey badger kick right now.
Okay. I wouldn't expect to know, but yeah, that's good. All right, what's your favorite sport outside of football, Coach?
Oh, it's probably a tie between cycling, which I do a lot of cycling, and Formula One. Those are the 2 things that I watch. Most people call me I'm a European sports nerd. So I watch a whole lot of stuff on Sky TV and all that type of stuff.
No basketball, Coach?
Nope. I used to have season tickets to the Houston Rockets, back in the Tracy McGrady and James Harden days, but now it's like, man, I'm Formula One and cycling.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's different, that Coach. We like it though.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Who knew, right?
Yeah, for sure. So I got one for you, Coach. Okay, I'm about to put you on the spot right here, Coach. Give me your top 5 Alabama State football players of all time.
That's a good one. So let me see. Let me go 5 to 1. All right. So
let's go.
Man, let's see. Probably I'm gonna try not to do everybody off the 91 team, but 5 I'm gonna say Darnell Kennedy just because his numbers are like absolutely phenomenal. 4, I had to say Kawan Riley because the man had 21 interceptions, and went into the Hall of Fame. That's just, I don't even know how you catch the ball that many times. Even in practice, it's hard to get 21 interceptions.
Yeah.
So 3, I'll go with Brad Baxter. Brad had like 1,800 yards, and I blocked for Brad, believe it or not. I was an offensive guard my freshman year. It was one of those things where the tailback was bigger than the offensive lineman, but Brad was a bad guy. Number 2, I'm gonna say Reggie Barlow. Because Reggie had 1,300 yards, 1,200 yards in one season in punt return. And number 1, it got to be Ricky Jones, Michael Vick before Michael Vick. Like I got to go. That's my quarterback. So it's like Andrew Body still is a work in progress, but for me, that Ricky Jones was a bad man.
I'm sure a lot of folks will agree with that, man. Everybody, Ricky Jones. Everybody will say that, man. Yeah. I had a couple of your teammates on my show last year. I had Downtown Reggie Brown on last year, Anthony Lewis. I had those guys on, some of your FIB brothers.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm sure everybody on that team, we had a lot of great talent. You had about 8 or 9 guys that played in the NFL or had a chance to get in the camp. But trust me, Coach Markham get on that bus. He'd be like, Ricky Jones on the bus. We say, yeah, Coach, let's go. And that's all. That's all we needed.
Hey man, that's awesome. Hey Dave C asks, who's your favorite F1 driver?
Oh, that's Lewis Hamilton. Like, yeah, Lewis Hamilton is the GOAT, man. He has 7 world championships, 1 away from the record, but definitely a guy. He's still racing today, so love it. I think they're in Las Vegas this weekend. So
okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, thank everybody for watching. I got one last question for you, Coach, and then I'm gonna let you go because I done took up enough of your time. But thank everybody for watching. Y'all hit that like button, man, before we leave here tonight. Now, Coach, you played in the league in the 90s, like 90s, early 2000s. It was rough and tough out there.
Oh, yeah.
So 11 seasons too, man. You got over 800 tackles total, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I did my research. So your mindset, I want to know what's your mindset. What was your mindset when you were playing in the NFL, and what do you take from that mindset to your coaching today?
Yes, so it kind of just came up the other day, and I was messing with the kids. I mean, first of all, I was telling the kids it really wasn't until going to my 4th year where I really felt like my first 3 years I was starting every year. We was on playoff teams, good teams, but I was just trying to carry my weight. I was trying not to mess up. I was out there trying to just make sure that I wasn't the weak link, and so I was just being steady. And I think my 4th year, I just got I had a lot of injuries my 3rd year, ankle missed a game that year. I missed 1 game in 11 years. It was in my 3rd year, and so I was going to my contract year, and I just got into a mindset. Did a lot of getting focused, great off season. I said, hey man, whatever I break, they can fix it. So then I just played like that type of match. Like, I don't care if I break something, I break it. If I crack my neck, hand, bones, whatever I break, they're gonna fix it. So let's just play football. And I think once I had that mindset, then I never got hurt again. And I was able to make a whole lot of plays, and I played some of my best football. So with the team, they know I'm all about being tough, physical, and violent. Like, that's the things that I'm constantly preaching. So I think a couple of weeks ago, we had a lot of people, like, every time I looked up, somebody was in the tent. Somebody's in the tent. So the next day I was like, hey man, look, you only got to feel good 12 days out the year. Like, you ain't got to feel good on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't care. But on Saturday, whatever it takes, get out there and play the game hard. So I said, man, we're going to get rid of this tent. I said, we ain't had no tent back in my day. All we had was the smelling sauce, and you got back out there and kept going. So my trainer was like, wait, hold up, coach. We can't get rid of the tent. But that was some old school football. And I was telling that to Jaleel Lenore. We got some tough guys like that, too, who could have played in that era. So I think right now with the motions and the this and the formations, if you can get back to just physically being physical and run the football and defending the run and just have a physical brand of kickoff, whether it's kickoff return, whatever. So that's what we really stress. We stress the physicality part, and we started in January and we build it up. So when you get into September, October, November, the kids, when you're preaching it, they're already used to it. You've been saying it all year. Like, you can't just wait till November. Oh, it's time to be physical this week. Like, being physical is a mindset that starts back in January. So I think that's the edge that we try to have, every week when we play in every season. So,
yeah, I mean, most of your interviews, you always say tough, physical, and violent.
Yeah,
that's the motto.
Yeah, and the kids here, they hear it. Even the recruits. When I'm recruiting kids, I'm like, hey man, if I don't turn on your tape and within the first 5 plays you knocking somebody out, then I don't need you.
Yeah, for sure, man. So, Coach, man, it was a pleasure to have you on, man. I really appreciate this. I mean, this is big, man. To have you on my show, and to take time out of your recruiting and coaching and all that to come talk with me for 30 minutes, man. I really appreciate that, man. You just don't know how much it means.
No, absolutely, man. Like I said, appreciate you covering the conference and covering Alabama State and being a Hornet fan and rooting us on. I know, we're trying to win every game, and we know sometimes it don't work out that way. But we definitely appreciate the fans coming out there and supporting us and making us, feel like that, like they really do care, and I know they do. And I think that really goes into the student athletes. When they see you guys, they see you on the road, they see you in Montgomery, see you in Mobile. see you in Birmingham. So that means a lot. And I remember as a student athlete, me sitting in there watching my classmates and my people and my fans that, you know that you have a lot of support, and that makes you play just a little bit harder. So we're appreciative for you and for all of the fans and the alumni that support Alabama State football.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. And I'll see you this weekend, Coach.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, y'all. That was head coach of Big Bama State, Eddie Robinson Jr., man, holding it down on the Black and Gold show tonight. Thank everybody in the chat, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Coach is good people, man. And as you can see, he gives a good conversation. He's gonna make you laugh, and he's gonna be himself. And I love it. So thank you guys for joining tonight. This was just the interview with Coach. This isn't like the normal Black and Gold show, but everybody showed up, I see. Thank you so much, Tiff. Thank everybody. Thank you, Sharpshooter Podcast. Appreciate you, dog. Appreciate everybody who showed up tonight, everybody in the chat. If you're gonna watch the replay, just hit the like button, man. Subscribe to this channel. Help this channel grow. We're doing Bama State content. A lot of my people always tell me, man, we rely on you for the Bama State content. So, I'm just doing what I'm doing, man. I don't feel like I'm doing nothing special, but if you guys feel like I'm doing something special, then I really appreciate you. Now, once again, before we go, I got to go ahead and put this up there. Points giving challenge. Y'all donate to Big Bama State. Text SWARM S1 to 71777. 41 points equals $41. We're going to score some more points on Saturday, and then you can donate again on Sunday. So that's how we do this thing, man. And shouts out once again to head coach Eddie Robinson Jr., man, for joining us tonight, man. The biggest guest thus far. There go Rick Body. Shouts out to you, Rick Body, man. That's my guy right there, man. I really appreciate you. Appreciate everybody, Hornet Sam, Tiff, Mimi, everybody who has become a member. We got a new member right here. Shouts out Sugar Boo 007. Shouts out to you, becoming a new member. And we got a super sticker. Shouts out to Brittany Taylor for the $49.99 super sticker, man. And for everybody who's donated, I appreciate that. I appreciate everybody who's donated, man. And y'all give Rick Body a shout out as well. Give Rick Body a shout out for tapping in. But like I say, man, I'm gonna get up out of here tonight. I got some special coming for y'all too, man, in the upcoming days. So just stay tuned. And Saturday, come to ASU Stadium, 12 o'clock, man. 12 o'clock. Make sure y'all be there. Bama State versus UAPB. We got to win. Must-win game for Bama State. And then after that, we can watch Jackson State Alcorn and see if we make the SWAC championship or not. So, all in all, man, we're going to handle our business. Shouts out to everybody who's holding it down for us, man. And I really appreciate y'all, man. I'm about to get up out here. This is JB. This has been the Black and Gold Show. And we'll see you guys this weekend.